Alright guys, here we're going to talk about Daredevil, Season 3, Episode 7. Daredevil R.I.P., which we just found out it was canceled.
What the fuck?
Isn't that fucking bullshit?
It's fucking bullshit. We're getting close. Well, we're halfway through the season. And
Yep.
it's really good.
Which means it's also probably only a matter of time before we hear, I guess, moments after Season 3 gets released of Jessica Jones it's been canceled, and Punisher Season 2 that it's been canceled, because it seems like now nothing is safe. I thought originally they were nixing the ones that weren't as popular.
Yeah, like, I wanted to believe in that stupid Heroes for Hire and, like, R-rated or PG-13 versus PG, like, thing or whatever.
If Daredevil's gone, there's nothing safe.
No, I just wanted to believe that, but it was not a safe bet. It was a foolish thing to like think would happen, right? It was just in my heart. I wanted it to happen.
I would like a more official press release to like say exactly. Bitch, why are you fucking around? Was this Disney saying we want our IP back, or like what happened?
I always want that. I know we can never get that or something like that.
Yeah, there's too much close bullshit.
I want like. Because, like some people do a good job where they give like a statement of like the direction or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not going to release this, during this time anymore because of this or because of, you get like a little like window into like, oh, they care more about that than this and they're doing this. Okay, makes sense or whatever. It's just, it just feels like, minute by minute stuff's getting axed or whatever. It's like, oh, this is awful. And looking back, you're going to be like, oh, obviously, they're just done or something. But maybe they've been negotiating this whole time, and as negotiations break and fall out or something like that, they like finally like publicly release it or something.
Yeah, my only thought, if there's any hope for anything, like the Punisher is a super popular character, but he's very much not a family-friendly character. Maybe that could help him survive if something was.
Yeah.
And Jessica Jones is also not a family-friendly character and not as popular. So maybe she could survive because she does the ratings for Netflix, and maybe Disney doesn't want her as bad. But my gut tells me it's all dead. So sorry.
That applied to Daredevil.
Well, Daredevil's a very popular character though.
Sure, but like Daredevil, Punisher, Jessica Jones, as they are envisioned on Netflix, felt like a good like universe.
Definitely.
Right? We have a lawyer, a detective, and a murder machine, and then they all have friends who are like journalists, private investigators, lawyers, like all these different stuff. It all has this nice like defending a real city that has real problems vibe and all that stuff, right? Foggy becomes DA, right? Hogarth's there, like all this stuff. Like it's nice. It's like good, and it's dead.
It's dead. But
so what happened in this episode?
Let's talk about this episode, though. So the episode was fine.
It was definitely fine. It opens with Fisk. We see his hidey hole.
Yes, and you knew there was going to be a thing like that. There had to be.
I wish they had him pull a candlestick, but we can't have everything that we want. So he just goes down some some stairs. That hideout thing felt very like CW to me.
Yes, it did.
The screens were like composited or something in the shot was composited like poorly. He has like a weird henchwoman down there who's like running the stuff or something.
Yeah.
And just like the lighting or something seemed cheap. And then it all culminates with this fake out where he's just in the bed because he saw him coming or something. And I'm like, he walked up those stairs really fast. I don't know what's going on.
Well, also Agent Nadeem took a long time. He was looking around because that was the first time he'd seen the apartment since like art and stuff. And he got, and he's like, God damn it, this man's supposed to be in prison. What the fuck?
And I really liked that because he's in there to confront him about if to try to get information. Like, are you playing us? Is this all like a ruse?
And he's like, I'm being played. Yeah. My God, am I being played?
And he walks in. That chandelier amazing. There's two of them. Like he walks in and sees everything. Yeah, and like his face. I like that actor a lot, the character a lot.
He's grown on me.
It's like working from. Yeah, exactly. So like that was a cool moment. And totally worth all that or whatever. But very goofy to have him. What? I'm just reading a novel.
Reading a magazine.
Yeah, very like fucking great.
I thought it was weird that his tracker doesn't have an up and down.
Yeah, I know.
Like he's there. Okay.
Yeah, I did like them trusting the audience enough to like get the floor plan, and then they like cut to the ankle and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, cool. It's like the show's definitely, whatever, giving me enough credit to figure that out. But yes, it is weird. You would think that like with the advancements and things.
Yes, and the fact that he could easily leave the what if he's kept going straight down, he'd be fine. Like
yeah, he could be on the roof or something, like whatever.
How long till you noticed the helicopter was taking him away?
Yeah, there has to be like a...
It flew straight up for a mile, and then...
it was fine. He's orbiting the Earth in a satellite. It happens to be geosynchronously, over that room.
it would work.
He's killing Superman.
But yeah, that aside from that part, which was like, did you like how many white suits he has?
Yes.
And how like the hero suit, the one he wears like on camera prominently, is like nice and shiny and like made of silk, but the rest of them are just like standard white cloth.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay. I thought he just had like a bunch of identical suits.
Well, I think that is what you are meant to believe, that they're all the same suit, but the one he's wearing is clearly nicer than the ones that are hanging up on the walls there.
Yeah, I don't know if that's in the show or just physically in the show because of like the
that would be my guess. Just physically in the show.
They just do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was cool because like you're seeing Nadine's seeing his thing, but then you also saw Fisk like it opens with like a montage of like the different artwork and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we get the nice like I need that painting though and all that stuff. All the things.
Who do you think is claiming ownership of that thing?
I don't know, and the show's canceled, so I don't care.
Yeah, we may never find out.
Yeah, right? We may never find out, honestly, because it could be...
I know there will probably be an amazing cliffhanger on this.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not dwell too much on the fact that it's canceled. Let's try to appreciate the episode.
That was a joke, most definitely. I can't imagine who would be claiming ownership, because it's obviously not Daredevil. And
I wonder if it's the other mob that's against him in some sort of a plan to try to get him. Like, oh, we'll get him to show up to blah, 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 and then bam, fuck him.
Someone who knows something about something with Vanessa, and like his past and all that stuff would see it as a way to get at him. But why would you want to get at him? He's a monster.
Again, the Armenians or Armenians or Albanians.
Yeah.
Some
I guess like it has to be them, but that still seems a little weird.
The suit maker guy. So
Melvin.
I've loved him in multiple episodes now, but in this one he particularly took on this like, oh no, he's a superhero.
I know.
Like the way he like is like wrestling moving, like he like, oh, power bomb this guy through a table and grab this guy.
He throws him around, and like Matt's definitely lost a step. He's definitely injured and all that stuff.
And they fought pretty well the first time.
Yeah, but like Melvin totally holds his own. He's completely a superhero. So I don't know what's going on with that.
If Melvin had a suit.
Yeah, I know. If only he could procure a bulletproof suit, he would be out there doing stuff.
I do feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
Because he is a good guy.
Definitely.
And like he only does bad things because he is forced to.
Of course. No, 100%. He's supposed to be a very sympathetic character. And, Matt's even trying to be like, you can't trust Fisk. He's going to kill you both after this is all done with.
And probably.
Right? Well, yeah, totally reasonable because you can't leave loose ends like that or whatever. Right? But no, it's a good focal point of the whole thing. I liked that he had this moment of like, should I go out there and start round 2? And then he just like pieces out, and then like fake Ghost Fisk calls him out on it. Yeah. The devil of Hell's Kitchen feeds a simpleton to the feds. And I was like, all right, I like this stupid out of focus Fisk aspect of the show.
Yeah, I was a little shocked that he didn't do anything there.
Yeah.
I thought the move would have been, take out these guys at least temporarily, grab the suit off the mannequin, head back out to make a Daredevil on Daredevil fight at some point. Yeah, but he does say I've given up on the red suit, and
so he used the word like buried it or something like that, which I assume is not meant to be literal. But this whole time
it actually might be literal.
Exactly.
But what doesn't make sense is he went missing wearing the suit as I was thinking back on. So it wasn't that like it wasn't in the trunk because it was on him, and then the suit was not on him and the one that is being worn by Dex is a new suit. We know that they made two new suits. That's not his suit. Yeah. For some reason, and I don't know, it's probably because I'm an idiot. When Karen opened up the trunk and there was no suit in there, I was like, oh, someone took the suit. It didn't even click on me. I'm like, he was fucking wearing that suit when he disappeared. So that's where the suit is.
I know. I said the same thing, but like, what does that mean? The suit was destroyed and he like fell out of the pipe and was fine? Is it buried under that building? Does he mean that, or did he like? Or
I think if it is actually buried, is that when he came out he buried it. I don't think he could have fallen out of his suit in the storm drain or under the building.
Wait, no. Someone finds him on the beach
and he's wearing
fell out of a pipe and he's not wearing the suit.
That's true.
So he buried the suit with like the last of his broken strength. His pelvis was shattered or something, and he like buries this.
None of it makes sense. There's an error here somewhere.
Something's fucky. Yeah. No, I don't know.
Unless he was wearing sweatpants on top of his. Where did he even get the clothes? Like,
no.
He comes out of the ocean like, I found clothes.
I made these out of seaweed. No, so
The
like.
more you think about things, the more they fall apart.
Stop
here.
thinking about things. We're ruining everything in the episode. No, so like I don't feel bad for thinking someone took the suit because they filmed it that way.
They painted it like that. Yeah.
They like framed it up like that, which is fine. And the whole reality of where the suit is and how he's not in the suit and what happened. Because yeah, him and Elektra fall through the rubble wearing their costumes. So it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, and I love it. No, I don't love it. I have no idea, but there are two suits now, which is the obvious convenient thing, where obviously one is for Dex
and one will be
one
in the
is for
FBI.
Matt. Yeah, so
In their possession.
lying low per your instructions. We don't want to pay him for this episode. That's fine. That's fine. It happens. It's fine.
I was okay with Dex not being in this episode because we got so much of Dex in the last episode.
No, it's completely fine.
I was still full. I was fine.
Whenever we refer to a character who is not in the episode at all, I always think to myself, we did not want to pay him for this episode. It's fine. This was not egregious at all.
I do wonder going into episodes how things work. Are you not just paid for the season? Do you think it's broken down by the episode ahead of time? Do you know how many episodes you're going to be in? Are all the scripts done before they hire the actor?
There's
those things always
different
pop into my head.
Different shows do it differently. Sometimes IMDb for like the main 4 characters just says like 8888. Even though some of them are not in them all to like hide spoilers and not like tell you I think or whatever. But I have heard that you are paid like per
as you should
episode or something like that. Well, but if you're in the episode for 2 seconds, if you're like in the background or whatever, if you like answer the phone, what, and then hang up the phone, you like
you're
get
paid as an episode.
You like get paid. Like I did 47 episodes of Magnum PI.
Yeah.
Not 46. I answered the phone that time. Right? It's this weird thing. Ghost Fisk actually goes on a whole speech that I liked a lot, so I wrote down half of it or whatever. Like,
right.
I'm not going to recite it to you as Fisk or whatever, but he says, like, you were not strong enough to beat the man I sent for you. You're not smart enough to beat me. You couldn't do it alone. You can't do it with your friends. All this other stuff.
It's mostly true.
It's great. I love Matt using Fisk and like what he would say if he was there and like knew everything.
He does. He is inside Fisk's head pretty well.
Yeah.
Those all do seem appropriate.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Because he's imagining because he makes a comment like he was 1 step ahead of me. He's 5 steps ahead of me. I can't believe it. I thought I finally had him. He's because he's this like looming threat in his mind.
As a nun says, Matthew, you're bleeding out.
I know. Sure. Okay. It's like. This episode started poorly for me and then ended fine for me or whatever.
Okay.
So like right after we see Fisk's weird CW basement, we then cut to the nun, who's being kind of out of character in my opinion. She's she's like apologizing weirdly, but she's not being tough at all. She's always a little tough.
Well, I think her whole approach to that conversation with Matt made sense to me, and while it might not be a traditional character choice, I do think it did fit her character because it was her backpedaling. It was like I was wrong. She said you'll need your friends, the team can do this, and then all of them almost die, and that would have solely been on her. And Matt wanted them to do nothing with this because he knew the danger involved, but because a nun and a friend and whatever advised him, he did take that advice, and that advice almost cost him everything.
I know.
I'd be backpedaling too.
It just felt like a weird thing for her to act. Just the way she was acting in general felt weird to me. But I understand what happened in the episode. Obviously, that's what they were doing or whatever. But I don't know. It just felt weird, and I was like, I don't like what's happening here. And then like the episode keeps going, and then other things happen that I like.
It seemed like an appropriate action that would knock the confidence and smugness out of a nun. You know what I mean? Because she's been like the ball buster this whole time, and you really can't bust balls if you just broke fucking eggs.
Yeah, it may have been her like performance or something. I don't know. It didn't really.
You hate her.
I do.
Janine Sampson. I'm telling her. That's not her name.
Oh.
I have no idea what her name is.
How do you know her name? She's my aunt.
Yeah.
And I'm very offended.
I'm very offended.
How dare you
She worked
impugn her?
very hard.
Yeah.
So as predicted, Jeffrey's alive.
Ellison?
Oh, his real name is Jeffrey.
Oh, what?
I don't know any characters' names.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Is his name actually Jeffrey?
Jeffrey Cantor.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. No, he is alive, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And he kind of fires Karen.
I thought he was so. I've been a big proponent of him this whole time.
Yeah.
I think his performance is wonderful, and I thought he did nothing less than like nail it this time too. Like how he's screaming in a hospital. I'm like, you should be quiet, just screaming.
Your stitches, sir. Yeah. No, like and I can't do it either. But his like delivery of like, do you know who Daredevil is? Like his like weird thing of like,
yes,
and then like having it build up where like clean out your desk. I wrote down in my notes he kind of fires her because like he's emotional and he might say
he's gonna change his mind.
Listen, that was just whatever, but honestly we have to something or other. But I loved this whole vein of like the because he keeps skipping back and forth.
My house.
Yeah, in my house. Yeah, no, because it's this great thing of him. He's like a journalist, and he actually believes in it, which is great, because most characters, you're just like, oh, you're just saying lines, it's fine, right? The actor thing. So, he, his like starting attitude of like, hey, this comes with the territory, but you can tell in his face, he's kind of like, this comes with the territory, but this is horrible or whatever, right? This is awesome, like trying to put on a brave thing.
But he was like, it all made sense too. Where it didn't,
thing,
sometimes
right?
you say things and like what you're saying, you're like, oh, that's not logical. You're trying to make this person feel better. I'm like, no, I think that he meant everything he was saying, and it all does actually apply to a journalist. But then that stark contrast of when he's like, wait a minute, the way you just said that, what you and like,
well, and even her. So I'm liking her more and more too. Her thing of like, don't ask me that or whatever, and he's kind of like, why or whatever. It's awesome, like back and forth.
Well, because she doesn't want to lie to him. She respects him. She likes him as a friend.
Because she and maybe they cut away or something, but she doesn't even try to lie to him, which is great.
No,
I like shit like that and stuff.
That was good, and even when with her and Deem and Foggy in the like when they're being interviewed, did you bring? I wanted there to be a better line to like, did you bring your gun because Daredevil was coming that day? I wanted it to be like, I bring my gun everywhere. Life's hard, bitch.
No, and like they just say, okay, we're done. Whereas I felt like she was going to be like, is this a joke? Like, this person died, like, right in front of me? Are you kidding or whatever? Because he's going, like, hard. He's asking all these fucking questions. And like, what are you talking about? Someone, like blood from, like, the dude, like, hits her in the face or something.
Yeah.
And he's like...
I love how she's freaking out and keeps rubbing it on her shirt, like...
right? So, like, that, this entire thing. So, like, she's rubbing the shirt. He's questioning her still in, like, the, clothes, right? And, like, rather than just imply that or have that, have some characters say that, they use that, like, fidgeting to kind of like, get that across. And when they walk out and there's all, like, the bloody evidence bags and all the phones are ringing and all that stuff, that actually, like, affected me. I don't have human emotions, and that actually, like, I was like, oh, that actually, like, affected me. That was amazing.
Though something that didn't make sense was the amount of injured and dead that they said there were. There were way more phones than there were people listed there. So I was like, what is that?
And someone says
I guess journalists could have more than one phone. Like
someone says out loud something about like 3 people died or something, and I'm like,
3, and then one at least is brain dead, and then one guy got stabbed.
Yeah, people could be in ICUs or whatever, and like unable to contact. But all those things of like, hey babe, what's up? I heard the news. What are you okay? All these little things. Blipping and stuff. I'm like, oh shit, that's awesome. Yeah.
No, it was.
What a great effective moment. Like that's been happening in the real life of hundreds of shows since the year like 2003 that have been made, but I've never seen it portrayed before on screen, and it like punched me directly in the gut. I'm like so impressed that we should cancel this show. No, okay, again.
A lot of things in this in Daredevil have been a notch above, and I'm continually impressed by it, and of course saddened by the idea that this is the last season. But I think they're going to go out with a huge fucking bang here.
Yeah, I'm interested. Karen then goes out. She like maps out home and then says, mentally with her face, she says, well, I can't just show up there. I can't just go. I have to call first.
Yeah.
And then she calls, and her father answers, and he is an ice cold motherfucker. It is so horrible, and it's so perfect. His like hesitation. It's not a good time, Karen.
Well, we've heard her backstory and her brother's death, and there's clearly an issue with the family.
Do we know exactly? Because I may have just forgotten. I knew about her brother was like an addict and is dead. Do we know the part that she played in his actual death?
The town thinks that she killed her. Thinks she killed him.
How? What do you mean?
I don't recall if that's been said or if I forgot it. But
good.
But it's that.
It's not fresh in my mind.
She was like the pariah of her town because they all think that she murdered her brother.
murdered him, though. That's very strong.
Yeah.
So, she says, I was just trying to do the right thing, and everything went to shit.
Do, Karen.
Yeah.
You always do.
That's what you do. And then, bang, and I'm like, ugh, that's awful.
Yeah.
And her just, ugly crying, and the lighting in that scene, the framing, it's so good.
Yeah.
I was like, this is great. This is wonderful, guys. This is wonderful.
I really liked Daredevil, Matt in the basement with Nadeem. Right after his wife kind of chews him out, don't lie to me again, you son of... And you know he's going to lie to her about that, because he can't say... he already did. He said, I broke a beer. He didn't break a beer. He's a liar.
I know.
But, yeah, that's going to cause some good tension, and I wonder how that's actually going to come out.
Yeah, and, it seems like he's on board, which is cool, which is the whole angle. So it's interesting because I do want Matt to get that suit and do whatever he's gonna do, but
I want Daredevil back, mostly because it would keep him safe from stabbings. It's like a bulletproof fucking suit.
It would keep him safer. I'm so worried about him. He keeps bleeding. No, but Dex and Nadeem already had some awesome interactions. Mm-hmm. All of them with that boss FBI lady have had some great interactions. So I think now him in there, right? The way they were filming Nadeem in Fisk's penthouse, right? His suspicious face, his wait a minute, his doing stuff or whatever, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna be in there now and stuff's gonna happen. He's gonna be like, Wait, when'd you get there? Because I'd already got... Wait, there's going to be some fucking thing's going to happen. There's going to be this awesome thing where he, suspects Dex and then he goes down this road with them and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm super looking forward to how this develops.
I do like, though, he's he says that that guy in the Daredevil suit was an FBI agent.
Yeah.
But I don't think he knows anything else, right?
No, he doesn't know about Poindexter at all, I think. Yeah.
No, I mean, literally, he just... That's the one bit of information he knows.
Yeah.
But Nadeem's last thing is oh, right, talk, and then it ends, and I'm like, is it going to come back with him going, that's all I know.
I kind of shot my wad there, buddy.
Even to know it's an FBI agent, I'm like, how many thousands of FBI agents are there?
Well, we assume it's a local guy because he's.
But again, you can't assume anything.
Well, Melvin's from what Melvin said,
and his is even second-handed
nothing
information.
Nothing else you can do.
Because I heard him say something that made me think he was an FBI agent.
Yeah.
What?
For all they know, he could have immediately left town and be in Beirut right now, hanging out or whatever. But for the purpose of the show, they're probably going to trade information, figure out some stuff.
Uh-huh.
I hope at some point someone really looks into whatever the crap Karen's been. I guess Karen will now be reinvigorated in her despair to investigate on her own and find out some more stuff or something. Or she'll just be chilling at her apartment like a hot mess. I don't know. But during that same interview earlier on, she prods the cops again. Did you look into the connection between the Red Line thing? Yeah, exactly. Where he's just I have other priorities right now. But yeah, obviously Nadine's coming around to the idea that he's being played here. He confronts Fisk, directly, at the end, where he says, "Did you set up the stabbing?" And that got played really awkwardly too, where I think it's fairly obvious that
why he tipped his hand when it's well, now any evidence that there was ever this is going to get deleted and killed, as if it already hasn't been.
Right. Yeah.
I think in general, when you're dealing with a smart person, you don't want direct questions. You want you want to just try to trap them and figure shit out.
You want to weasel around until it's all locked up and all that stuff.
So Foggy has all this paperwork spread out. He's figured something out, and he's I know this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, what papers did he even have that he could have had this great epiphany?
What did he write down? Because that was his bag, right?
Yeah. But he just saw something in a different light.
Here are my notes. Foggy and Stacy, grief boinking, marriage proposal, awkward, crazy files everywhere. I think I know what Fisk is up to. They do the scene where all the files are everywhere. So, a file fell out of his own bag that he's had. I don't know. And he's like, wait a minute. Because at first I'm like, is that her bag? Is Hogarth and Associates representing Fisk somehow? What's going on? This doesn't make sense. But then it's
I'm sure
no, it's just one of his
picture
files.
Next week.
Oh, yeah. But, big time. I can't imagine what he's quote-unquote up to, though. Because isn't he obviously up to, I'm in the penthouse and I have all this control that I shouldn't have? Is he up to something else on top of that?
I presume it's something else entirely.
Something we have not heard about before.
Yeah, presumably.
Or whatever. Sure.
Anything else happened in this episode?
Absolutely nothing.
All right, guys. So that is this episode of Daredevil. Let us know on the console what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.